Welcome to NNELS User Manager Orientation, presented by the National Network for Equitable Library Service. This video will go over the main responsibilities and processes for user managers, and by the end of it, you will be ready to support individuals in your community access reading materials for all ages in accessible formats. To start off, what is a user manager? User managers are library staff members who are designated to help people with print disabilities register for and use their NNELS accounts. In communities where the public library does not have a direct link to NNELS via a connector, user managers are there to ensure that eligible patrons of that library can get approved for NNELS accounts. The responsibilities of a user manager include receiving applications from your library members for new NNELS accounts. You're also responsible for using your library's policies and procedures to verify whether the applicant is eligible to use NNELS services. For example, you might contact the individual to confirm that they have a print disability or that they're acting on behalf of someone who does, or you might check their borrower type in your ILS. User managers are also responsible for approving or rejecting the new account request based on the patron's eligibility for the service. User managers will also promote NNELS services to their eligible users, and they will distribute information about NNELS to their library users. User managers should understand NNELS file formats for text, audio, and Braille books, and they will help NNELS members download books and use them on their devices. In some cases, user managers will also download books on behalf of their library's NNELS users and help them use them on their device. We will now go over the full NNELS new account application process to give you an idea of what to expect when a patron of your library signs up for a NNELS account. Step 1. A member of your library will fill out the online application form on NNELS.ca. Your patrons will start at NNELS.ca homepage, where they will then click the Sign Up link. This takes them to a search for their local library, where they can enter the name of their library branch, their library system, or their city or town. The library name will show up in the drop-down menu, where they will click Apply for an account. This takes them to a form where they will provide their library barcode number and their email address. They'll be prompted to create a password for their NNELS account, and they will then read and agree to the terms and conditions of use. Before they submit the form, they will also attest that they have a perceptual disability as defined under the Canadian Copyright Act. Step 2, the user manager will be notified by email of the new application. Here is a screenshot of what the email will look like. The email will arrive from the NNELS mail system from the email address support@nnels.ca. It will be delivered to the email address that you provided to NNELS when you registered as a user manager. The subject line will read, Application for new NNELS account. The most important part of this email is the link to the NNELS user database, where you'll be able to view the patron information that you'll need to use to verify their eligibility for NNELS. Step 3 is to apply your library's policy and procedures for verifying that an applicant is eligible for a NNELS membership. The Canadian Copyright Act defines a print disability as one that prevents or inhibits a person from reading a literary, musical, artistic, or dramatic work in its original format. A print disability prevents or inhibits someone from reading a traditional printed book as a result of a severe or total impairment of sight or the inability to focus or move one's eyes, the inability to hold or manipulate a book, or an impairment relating to comprehension. Access to copyright-protected files in the NNELS collection is restricted to individuals with print disabilities or people acting on their behalf. User managers are responsible for using their library's process of verifying that a patron is eligible for NNELS access. Different libraries have different processes, but what matters most is that your library has one in place. Having a process in place is required to protect NNELS' ability to continue to provide service, to protect print-disabled users, and to encourage publishers to continue working with NNELS. Step 4 is to approve or reject the application based on your assessment of the individual's eligibility status. To approve an account, you will go back to the notification email that you received and click on the link provided. It will take you to the NNELS user database page for that specific applicant. If you're not already logged in to NNELS.ca with your user manager account, you will be prompted to do so before being directed to the applicant account page. This page contains the information submitted by the patron in their application, including their library barcode number and contact details. What we're looking for here is the status area with two options of blocked and active. The account will be set to blocked by default, and you're going to want to switch it to active. Scroll to the bottom of the page, click Save, and don't forget to contact the patron and let them know that their account is now active. If the applicant is not eligible for NNELS, forward the email notification that you received to support@nels.ca with a note asking NNELS staff to remove this account application. NNELS staff will delete the account and notify the patron. It is important for a user manager to understand the file formats offered by NNELS. The NNELS collection supports 3 broad types of formats: ebooks, audiobooks, and Braille. Let's explore each of these. NNELS ebooks come in the following file formats: EPUB, an HTML-based ebook format; DOC or DOC, a Microsoft Word document; RTF or rich text format; and PDF or portable document format. What is EPUB? EPUB is an HTML-based, platform-independent ebook format which can be read on a range of devices with text-to-speech and other visual modifications, such as enlarging text size, changing the font type, and changing the contrast. EPUB can be read on a wide variety of book players, computers, and refreshable Braille displays. The default format produced by NNELS is Accessible EPUB 3. Next, the Microsoft Word format. Ebooks in Word format are in the .doc or .docx extension. The Word format is popular with users. It's familiar, it supports up to 500% magnification, foreground and background colors can easily be changed, and it works well with text-to-speech. These files can be opened in a variety of programs, not just Microsoft Word. RTF, or rich text format, is a text file format that can be read with a variety of programs. Most word processors are able to read and write RTF documents. Lastly, PDF. The portable document format, known as PDF, is typically requested when the reader would like the digital copy of the book to look exactly like the print book. Because most of the PDF files in NNELS come directly from publishers, the level of accessibility for PDFs will vary. Publisher-provided PDF files have difficulties interacting with some assistive technologies. Next, let's explore NNELS audio formats. NNELS books that offer audio narration come in 2 formats, MP3 and DAISY. MP3 is an audio file format which is compatible with a wide variety of devices. They can be played on any device or app that can play audio files. MP3 audiobooks can also be burned onto a CD. DAISY, or Digital Accessible Information System, is a specialized format for people with print disabilities. These books may include both text and audio. DAISY books with text will support full text searching. DAISY titles can include both human or synthetic narration, and they can be burned to CDs. DAISY books can be played on almost any computer or device using apps or software. They can be transferred between devices using USB sticks and SD cards. It is important to note that NNELS provides digital file formats only and does not provide audiobooks in disc format. User managers can download DAISY or MP3 files and burn them to CDs for users. Refer to NNELS.ca tutorials, Burn a DAISY CD and Burn MP3 or audio CD. NNELS also provides books in Braille format. There are 3 Braille formats: hard copy Braille, Braille files or BRF, and print Braille. Hard copy Braille is part of our distributed Braille collection. If you know the specific title of a Braille book, you can search for it in the NNELS catalog. You can also browse all available titles by clicking Browse by Collection and then selecting the Distributed Braille Collection link. These books are then ordered from their host libraries and are delivered to your local branch. Braille files, BRF, or Braille Ready format, is a file format that renders Braille code into a Braille display. Braille titles can be downloaded in BRF from the NNELS repository and used with refreshable Braille displays or embossed for personal use. Print Braille books are picture books that combine standard ink print with raised Braille dots that are either added to the page with stickers or with clear pages of embossed Braille that are interleaved throughout the book. Print Braille books create an inclusive reading experience for both sighted and Braille readers. Print Braille titles are available from our Braille host libraries and by interlibrary loan. Another important responsibility of a user manager is to promote NNELS and distribute information about NNELS to library users. User managers will ensure that all eligible users in their community know about NNELS services and how to access them. To help you with this task, printable promotional materials are available for your use on NNELS.ca. To access these printable promotional materials, start at the NNELS.ca homepage and select the Info for Libraries tab. This brings you to the library staff homepage, where you'll scroll down to the bottom to the list item number 6, which is Promotion and Outreach. There will be a link to PDF versions of a rack card, a flyer in large print, and a flyer in Braille. You can click on the link for each one to view it and to download it. You may print these at your convenience and display them in your branch. Going back to the library staff homepage, you may also want to take a look at list item number 5, which is Downloads and Handouts. This is a helpful collection of resources that can be useful for both library user managers and other library staff in developing knowledge about accessibility that can then be shared with your users. User managers play a key role in getting users registered for NNELS, and they also provide ongoing support. User managers will help users with finding books in the NNELS collection, downloading the files, and using the files on their devices. User managers may also download titles on behalf of their eligible patrons who don't have their own NNELS accounts. User managers would be in charge of receiving requests from their patrons, downloading the files, and either loading the files onto their patron's preferred device or burning them onto a CD. NNELS has many tutorials available for user managers to learn how to perform these tasks. To browse the tutorials, start at the NNELS.ca homepage and select the Tutorials tab. The tutorials are grouped into categories that cover how to access NNELS digital books, including searching, downloading, and making requests. Tutorials also cover how to use NNELS with different devices, such as screen readers, Braille displays, smartphones, tablets, DAISY players, computers, laptops, and CD players. You will also find tutorials on understanding accessibility features, more in-depth coverage of the NNELS file formats, reading device comparisons, and advice on how to help your users choose the right technology and reading systems for their individual needs and preferences. You will also find FAQs, frequently asked questions, for library staff and for readers of NNELS material. This concludes the NNELS User Manager orientation. If you have further questions, please contact us by email at support@nels.ca or by phone at 1-888-848-9250. Select option 5 from the menu.